Yeah. What's up, everybody? This is Cougar TV.
And I'm world famous.
And yes, this is On the Road Again.
Yeah, today is a very, very special day. This show's a good show today. And sorry that you don't have, you had the wall thing in the back of the last show. Today we just all black. I don't know what that's about today.
Yeah. It's a special blackout.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and Mount Vernon has the new black colors. I noticed y'all got black uniforms now. And all. Yeah. Y'all didn't have that years ago. Y'all was always maroon and white.
Maroon and white, yeah. That's
and gold,
gold. Yeah, we was doing it back then. But we can talk about it another time. And
right.
Before we go to the show and thing, I want to give a special shout out to Super Dave.
That's right.
Kim, who's not here, or maybe she will get here, and True Gentleman, who's also a part of the On the Road Again show team.
That's right.
And we are now here at our home, which is Blazing Studios.
Yes, sir.
And today's going to be a good show. Let's make it happen. There's no need to procrastinate. Let's do what we do.
Before we introduce the guest, though.
Yeah.
I just want to say.
What you want to say?
I want to say rest in peace to our boy, our hometown friend, George Foreman. He passed away.
Yeah. He's a good friend of ours.
Yeah, he is. Because you know why? He was in our household.
Yeah, he's still there.
Right.
You still
grilling those burgers.
Yeah, you still burning on them, huh?
That's right.
Okay, don't forget to clean them.
You have to clean George.
Yes. And rest in peace. George Foreman. It's about 10 of them, ain't it? George number one.
Let's not go on there.
But anyway, needless to say, rest in peace, George.
There you go.
Okay.
That's George.
Yeah, I would like to introduce our guest, Jared. Go ahead and explain and tell the world who you are and what you do.
My name is Jared Dendy. I'm a coach, family guy, community guy. I grew up in this community. I'm just pretty much a chill guy. A lot of people recognize due to, my background, my family, wherever I go. And
people want to know.
Yes.
So, Jared, you're a coach, and I was reading that you are what they call, I'm glad you emphasize you're a coach. That means you do it with Special Olympics. Am I correct in saying that? And you still coach other people as well. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah. So
let's talk about. Let's start with Special Olympics. Go ahead.
So I always mention I'm a coach because I feel like that's a big title for me.
It is.
Like
it is.
No matter how old you get, when guys see you, I kid you not, just this weekend, I'm in the Bronx and I might been getting something out the car. Mm-hmm. Somebody stopped in the middle of the street, popped out the car. Hey, Coach Dendy. I looked at the driver, didn't know the driver. He popped out the passenger seat, and it was a kid that I might have coached like 8 years ago. He's a twin. Didn't remember his name, anything like that. At this point, I coached probably like 500 different football players. Not that old, but my memory ain't great either. So I'm like, oh, twin, what's up? And he's like, man, I had to tell my friend to pull over. Like, I haven't seen you in forever. And, that coach title always follow. When you had an impact in people's lives, that coach, it holds a lot of meaningful, things come behind that coach title. So I always start with I'm a coach.
I'm a coach. That's
Right?
good.
It means a lot. It means that you're a role model, somebody who could motivate, inspire, and
Mentor.
And coach is not only sports. It could be sports, but you can coach people in life
skills
coach
as
people,
well.
Any aspect. But I am a person of many, skills, and I do a lot in the community. You can always do more. Always do more. There's a lot of other people who are doing a lot that don't get the credit or recognition that inspire me to always, we don't do it for the recognition, but there's always more that you could do. A lot of people don't know. I also work for the city. I'm a after-school director at Pennington Elementary School. I'm also summer camp director at the Honors Academy. This year it won't be at the Honors Academy, but if you do have a kid between 8 and 12, sign up for senior camp at City Hall.
All right.
That's good. So far, I noticed you got like 5 hats. I heard you got like 3 more hats to go though. Like there's 3 other things you're doing. What are those?
Yeah, so only the people really close to me, because I kind of put that to the side. But I'm also an artist. You can actually go to the high school, see some of my artwork. Some of it is not finished. That's another story. But even by the gym, the murals before you walk into the gym,
right?
If you notice, my name is at the bottom. I did do that when I was in high school. I draw, I paint.
Where the basketball balls is at? On the other side?
Literally right outside the gym, across from, that glass room, the community room.
Okay,
where all the gold balls are. The murals right across.
Okay, cool.
So he's across from the gold balls. Aha.
Pause. When you said it, like you had gumballs in your mouth. Say, hey, yo.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Jared. I know what you're talking about. I'm familiar with that. One thing you did say that is it touches me as well, because I still, to this day, I coach also did the Razorbacks, coached football through this community as well, and it's always special. And we also, me and my partner on this side, we also coached high school basketball for Hawthorne Cedar Knolls too at the time. And it's always good to give and then have these young players or young people that you mentor or affect and help them in their life come back and say, you know what, thank you for just a little bit that you inspired me or helped me with, me coming up. And that's a good feeling. That is a good feeling to get back. And I applaud you on that, because keep on doing what you're doing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Also, you were saying you grew up in this town in Mount Vernon, correct in saying that, right?
Correct.
How you feel about the town?
I love the sound. I love the sound. You live here long enough, you see the great part of it. You see the not so great part of it. Overall, it's a great place to be, great place to live. We just got to keep investing in our kids, in our future. So growing up, I was always pretty known. Both of my parents were both coaches and teachers in the district. So my mom, she actually got into coaching because of my father. My father started off as a football coach. He grew up down south, came here for high school, football and track. He did track in college.
What college did he coach at?
Oh no, he didn't coach.
He
coached in Mount Vernon. Okay. So he was the head coach at the Boys and Girls Club for a very long time. He coached the Empire State Games, which, if you don't know, the Empire State Games is like mini Olympics.
Yes.
He also was the sprint and relay coach for Mount Vernon High School and A.B. Davis Middle School.
All right.
So, his life being so much about coaching, he helped my mom get into coaching, and she was a track coach, a swim coach, and also a volleyball coach.
Wow. Let's give a shout out to the Dendys. Got that.
That's right. That's right.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like I said, coaching is a gift, and it helps out the community. It really, really does. So that's good. Kudos to you, my brother, and keep up the good work. Definitely
Appreciate it.
One of the things that we want to touch on, but I know you want to say something too. I see you put the mic to your mouth, but go ahead before I even get into that.
Pause.
Again.
Man.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That was,
You know,
He might have went up to me. I don't know.
I wanted to get into one of the real reasons why we invited you on the show is because you took on a very big position at Mount Vernon, and by being the head coach of Special Olympics. You could have took any coaching job you wanted at Mount Vernon. What made you really decide, say, yo, I want to take on being the head coach for the Special Olympics?
Okay, so it's pretty simple. I actually work at Pennington in the cohort. I have a lot of experience working with kids on a wide spectrum. Kids with autism, kids with different type of disabilities, or learning and physical. I also coach varsity football. Excuse me, varsity football for 10 years. So I have experience of working with a wide range of kids, especially with the after school program, the summer camp that I mentioned, along with my regular 9 to 5. So I have a lot of experience working with a lot of different kids and experience coaching. So I felt like the Special Olympics team is a way to get the best of both worlds and bring it together and be able to do both at the same time.
I think you have to have patience dealing with young people rather on a spectrum, or may have a disability of learning or grasping how to participate in the sport. Is that a challenging thing for you?
Believe it or not really. Like, if you work with kids long enough, or have the experience that I do, you'll get to learn that those kids are not too far or too different than your general ed kids.
Really?
Absolutely. And that's another reason why I chose to coach the Special Olympics. Mm-hmm. I feel even, you have parents that are really supportive, and they don't let the disabilities or the, things hold their kids back. They know what's out there for their kids. Like they know where they could go. Mm-hmm. They know that they could still go to college and do a lot of great things, or there's always something out there that they could do, be productive in society, mm-hmm. and don't let their their labels hold them back. But then you also have some parents who they don't know. Mm-hmm. They're not educated, mm-hmm. with or have experience dealing with kids like theirs. Mm-hmm. And they're looking for ways to get help, or get them involved into stuff, and sometimes they're surprised by what their kids could do.
That's beautiful.
And I feel like my team is a part of that. When I go and tell their parents that, he scored a goal today, he did what? They're taken back with their capabilities.
Beautiful. Is there any particular line of sports that the Special Olympics do, or you just do overwhelmer of a lot of sports? Like, is it like just basketball, football, hockey? I mean, you said golf. I don't know what is
Okay.
anything particular you focus on, or it's just a range of sports.
Okay, so our league, we're part of the Pioneer League. Teams such as North Shell, Mamaroneck, let me think, Ardsley, which is where we're playing tomorrow.
Okay.
White Plains, Fox Lane, like that's our league.
Okay.
So in our league, there's soccer, European handball, basketball, and volleyball.
European handball. Tell me what that is about.
So pretty much there's a goal. It's similar to, it's a mixture, I'll say, of basketball and maybe like field hockey.
Okay.
Yeah. I only say that because of the type of goals that, you know.
Cool. Because I didn't, when you said it to me, I didn't know exactly.
Yeah, so pretty much you can dribble, pass the ball. You're usually allowed like 3 steps, and then you have to shoot past a goalie.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's that name of the game again?
European handball.
Yo, that game was fun. I played that back in elementary school. I went to a private school down in Manhattan, and that was one of our.
Was you on Spectrum?
I was a little. If you want to say that, I was in Spectrum, special ed. You know, that's Spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
It's a
got nothing
wide
to hate.
range.
Yeah, you're a wide range. I mean, listen.
But you know, mine was
Some of
young.
the smartest people in the world.
I'd like to know what's yours now.
Working with you. Well,
There you go.
kudos. Oh boy. Listen, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, it is.
It is great that you are doing this, because I know it takes time, and we need people to keep on giving back to this community. I mean, this is a great place to live. It's a great place to be brought up, and I'm proud because I lived the dream too as well here. You know, my son also was here, grew up here, was a great athlete, good athlete as well. So, I mean, that's it. I agree with you, and I'm proud to say it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure that you're doing these type of things in this community, and keep up the good work as far as that's concerned. But what I want to go to another thing is when you play, you've been coaching with Coach Sparks for a long time?
So me and Coach Sparks, we coached together for 5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you do this shit?
We could have did a little better. We had a very talented team this year. We missed the playoffs by 1 point. It was a very competitive game. I think that score was 8-7. It was a away game at Ketchum. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm good. I'm glad Mount Vernon football has, always been up on the rise and always had talented and good athletes. I mean, we always been overlooked because this is a basketball town, and I'm not mad at that, but it's good that, you young brothers are still doing it and keeping hope alive.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely under the radar, Mount Vernon football. We actually send a lot of kids to college to play football every year. I feel like that goes way back. Even when I graduated 2011, my junior year alone, we may have had about like 7 Division I players. It's not talked about enough, just because we didn't win the state championship, section championship. We had guys with great GPAs, talent that still went on to do great things, played at a high level, and definitely don't get enough recognition.
That's good. Good work.
Yeah, I have noticed like this year, your team was you had a couple of guys that look like, to me, they should have been playing. At least they should be going Division I. I don't remember his number. It's like, I think he might be African. He plays.
Edward Babio.
Yo, and he ran track and ran a 4.2. Something crazy.
He's
fast.
Mid fours probably. Yeah.
For a lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 6'6", Division I.
Need to be there.
Yeah, he's actually about 6'4". He's strongest on the team. Great kid. pretty high GPA as well.
Good.
He just committed to Nassau Community College.
Oh,
I
nice.
actually was talking to his coach today. He is one of about 5 kids that committed to Nassau Community. They are Division 1 and Division 2 level players who didn't have the exposure. Maybe didn't go to enough camps this year, but I fully believe that they go there, ball out. Most of them are going to be starting their first year, and they're going to get their opportunity.
Good. Coop, you was telling me also that even though they go to JUCO, they can still go in the portal, go to Division 1 or Division 2 school, and still get a couple more years still out of playing.
Yeah, they can. Well, when you go JUCO, it depends on where you get picked up for the 4-year school.
Okay.
You can go Division 1, 2, or 3.
You still have that eligibility.
Yeah, so it doesn't use any of your 4 years.
Yeah,
so you still have your 4 years of eligibility. Like the kid you was talking about, Edward, he's one of the kids that he might not even do the 2 years at JUCO. The coach was talking about his skill set. Right after this fall season, by the spring, he could be at a UConn or Syracuse.
Beautiful.
Like he might just end up doing a semester there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, what? Oh, you didn't explain that you're. All right. First, you was the assistant coach to your mom.
No, so how that went is
Because,
my mom.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So my mom used to be assistant coach when I was younger for the Special Olympics team. So that's how I know about it. I feel like enough people don't know that Mount Vernon has a Special Olympics team, which is, part of my goal of putting it out there. There's plenty of people who want to support. Actually, on my way here, I got a call from a sponsor that will be sponsoring our awards at the end of the year. People don't know, then how can you support? So, my goal is to get it out there. Coach Rocky did an amazing job for 30 years plus running the team. Me being a young, energetic coach, I coached under him for 1 year. When I took over, I had a vision, and it mostly consists of, just making it known, also giving them the same opportunities that other athletes have. And I feel like me being a coach for another sport, I know the treatment those players get, the all the way to media day.
Gotcha.
All right, we had our first media day this year where they took individual pictures, team pictures, everything. First homecoming last year.
Wow. It's big.
That was very successful. Most of the athletic student body came and supported. The crowd was loud. It was involved. We had the mascot, balloon art. They ran out, screamed the kids' names and everything. So just taking it to, different heights and allowing them to experience what it is really to be like an athlete.
That's right. That's what it's all about. You all can be an athlete. It don't matter what you do. Everybody can be an athlete.
Now, I think, I'm not too sure, but I think there are certain colleges and universities that have Special Olympics also. That I think some of these kids can actually still go to college, can't they?
Absolutely. My mom, she also still works at the high school in the life skills, the ACE program. Shout out to the teachers. They very supportive as well of the team at Mount Vernon High School. She's been in the district maybe 35, 36 years, and I've seen a lot of her students go off to college. They're driving around the neighborhood. They're doing all kinds of things, just like us. So
beautiful. That's important.
At this time, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with Coach Gerard.
Yeah. Here we are. And as early as I said, the other part of our team, Damn It to Hell, is now on the scene. Nah, it's okay. You're the best that ever did and got away with it.
What's going on, famous?
Ain't nothing. Today we got a guest here. His name is Jared Dendy. He's a coach, period. End of it. He does it all. Glad to have him. We was just talking about before commercial break some of the things that he do, especially with Special Olympics and things of that nature. He also got a something that he do that I want to talk about a little bit more. That's about his artiste skills. He's done a mural up at the high school. Have you done anything else that's been out there for people to look at?
I'll just talk about that a little bit. I get my art skills from my mom, definitely.
Shout out to mom. Let's give mom. Nothing against you, Daddy Dendy, but give it a shout out to mom.
Oh yeah, he definitely was an artist.
Yeah.
My father, when my father went back to college and he had art class, I did all his work.
Yeah.
I might have been like 9 years old getting A's. I kid you not.
Good.
But yeah, she taught me how to draw from a young age. Just starting with shapes, and it's pretty much trained my eyes to look at everything and break it down into shapes, and that just makes it a lot easier to draw.
Interesting.
Pretty much, I kind of put that to the side because I'm doing so many other things.
Okay.
But yeah, even in high school, my teachers were paying me to draw portraits and stuff like that.
Really?
I remember my Spanish teacher, Miss Jones. Shout out to Miss Jones.
Mm-hmm.
She paid me to draw a picture of her son for her husband, and for Father's Day. So I was making my little money on the side drawing.
Good job. I mean, you draw just from scratch, just by looking at an object and just do it. Wow, that's a hell of a talent.
Portraits.
I look at a person and try to draw it. You see a stick, a hole on the top of the head, and arms, and two legs, and that's a person. I drew you one time. Yeah.
Put a little pot belly on it too, right?
There you go.
I probably had another calling because when I was in high school, they brought in this guy. He was a forensic artist, and I got like the highest, award that he was giving out.
Damn.
And that was like, we had to draw people from description, and like he was just so impressed how well I was drawing the person just by somebody describing it to me. So,
damn.
And he invited me. Yeah, he invited me to come meet his boss up in the courthouse in the city. Everything. He was so impressed. Yeah.
God.
But that's not your passion.
I should have went to John Jay. But it wasn't my passion.
It's not your passion.
It was not. It was
a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything you want to add, Damn It to Hell?
I think Kobe touched on it, but when I heard you say about the kids, do you think working with the kids with special needs is easier than working with the regular standard today kids?
Easier? Absolutely not.
No. Okay. Really?
Not easier.
No, this generation is different. That's why I asked.
So it's not as different as people would think, in my opinion. Maybe it's just because I've been doing it so long, but it's definitely different. You have to have another level of patience. You gotta have patience dealing with kids in general, especially this generation.
Absolutely.
That's a
But
gift in
you
itself.
need another level. You know how they always say, even like as coaches, when you think you're tired, you always got that next level to.
Right.
You gotta have that same level of patience when it comes to that.
But do you get more buy-in from the parents of the kids with special needs than you do with the regular parents? Are they more hands-on?
Some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I was mentioning earlier, you have some parents who are just not educated, and when it comes to their kids' needs,
I know that feeling.
you know, so it's kind of
That's why
hard.
I
You have
asked, because they're
to,
in sports. So I would feel that if they're in sports, they're more hands-on because they know their children are challenged or have
yeah. So you definitely have a lot of supportive parents, but it depends on the situation.
How do you feel about parents that know everything about sports and they want to tell you how to do what you need to do? Don't you want to just tell them, get on out of here. Get out of here.
So I feel like you do deal with that a lot more with competitive sports. When it comes to Special Olympics, is more inclusive.
Okay.
From game to game. One game they might actually keep score. Next game they don't. They reset the scoreboard from quarter to quarter. They might even give a child more opportunities to shoot the ball. If they have a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
Cool. So that's good. And that's another reason why I love it so much. The Special Olympics is a break and really fresh air coming from a tough football season where everything is about winning, competitive, trying to win the next game, trying to make the playoffs, trying to win the championship, and it's just competitive. Where this is more kind of freelance. It's not about that. It's about cheering for both teams. Right. Even our crowds, if you come to the games, we expect you to cheer for both teams, and we get that same love when we go to any other school.
Good, excellent. Let me ask you, how would we kids, if they're interested in participating in the Special Olympics, where do they go to? Where can they find you? Where is there a website or what? How can they get in touch with you or get in touch with that program?
Okay, so it's a Mount Vernon High School team. It's when it comes to all sports in Mount Vernon, all the high schools, it's one team. Oh, okay. Even in football, if you go to Denzel Washington, you go to STEAM Academy. All the sports are located at Mount Vernon High School, and that's the sports school, but you're able to be on the team.
So if you go to any one of the schools in the Mount Vernon area, you can apply or try out.
Yes. Something like so that. My team is high school, and which is also cool because I work at elementary, middle school, and certain individual kids are very excited to get to high school to be able to play on my team. So that's also awesome. I remember back in the days when I was going to school in Mount Vernon, I know they had a Special Olympics Day. I believe it used to be at Trapegan on the lawn, where it kind of was like just a day bringing all the schools together, all the cohorts, and hopefully my team could do that to encourage the younger kids to get into it when they get older.
Wow. Hey, well, listen, like I said earlier, I applaud you. I think you're doing a hell of a job. I think that, kids more programs need to be like this throughout the metropolitan area. Let's let people get involved. This is the Bronx, the boroughs, all over. I think this can be a big thing. I think it's needed in society right now, because just because you have a handicap doesn't mean that you can't participate. You can live life and do just as good as the next individual. So don't think that you can't participate in things in life, period, whether it's sports, academics, whatever it is in life. So again, thank you for coming and sharing your knowledge with coaching. We do appreciate you on the Road Again show. And
good luck on the Olympics. Good luck
that's
on
it.
your game. You said tomorrow? Oh, you said this
Appreciate
weekend?
it. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll be traveling to Ardsley High School.
Mhm.
It's their homecoming. They do it big.
Big.
You walk in the stadium, well, the court. It goes crazy.
Good.
Their whole student body is there. The mascot. They probably be shooting confetti up in the air.
Okay.
That's exciting.
They have shirts for my guys. They got snack bags. They got certificates coming from the state and everything. And they'll also be having a party afterwards.
Good job.
Oh, that's
So-
nice. All
So
right.
they'll have a great time
Good
tomorrow.
luck. You
Good luck.
you're still nights? You're considered
Yes,
nights? Yes.
definitely.
Always a night, right?
Always a night.
All right then. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
I wasn't born and raised in the projects. I was born and raised around men. Okay? Don't let this 9 to 5 fool you. I am a totally different person after 5 o'clock.
So, before y'all come in my comments, y'all know I get sensitive and I'll tell you about your daddy and sisters. But I do have something to say.
You bitches gotta do better. You thirsty bitches got to do better.
You see, good to be seen.
Oh,
All right.
Welcome back, everybody, to On the Road Again.
I'm damn as hell.
I'm Cooper TV.
Famous. World.
Famous.
Hey,
At this time, we are on Damn It to Hell. What's on
my
your mind?
goddamn. I don't want to know. Cause
This week was on my mind. We're going to talk about red flags.
Oh, man. What's
Okay.
a red flag?
So, you know, when you meet someone and there's a red flag, you see red flags. It's okay you can't ignore the red flag. Okay, you know, if the red flag is interesting or you decide you want to play with, you know, it's like Great Adventures. You go to Great Adventures and you have an amazing time, right?
Right.
Great Adventures is
Right.
also known as Six Flags, right?
Exactly.
So you go to Great Adventures and you have an amazing time. You know good goddamn well that red flag ain't good for you, but you just want to
Have a good time.
have a good time.
Gotcha.
But just like Great Adventures, they close after a season. So you got to know when to let that red flag go. Okay?
All right.
So pay attention to the red flag. Play with the red flag. Don't make a commitment to a red flag. Don't overlook all the bad because it was a good time. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. But you got to close the chapter. You know, don't let it go more than a year. 6 months is a lot for me. But you see the red flag, don't annoy it. Just have a good time and let it go after a
Do you
while.
ever think you can change the red flag to
Absolutely not. The
a
red
green
flag.
flag?
Absolutely not. First of all, how you go from red to green? You gotta go yellow.
caution.
Caution. Well,
First.
caution.
No, caution goes first.
Should've been
Actually,
first, right?
Yeah, caution goes first. Actually, yeah. Caution. Caution
But
is
you was
when you.
like, wait a second.
Yeah. Caution got to go first. You're right. You can't. That's like saying you got to change somebody. You can't change anyone.
Absolutely, John.
I'm just asking.
You can't. You can't change it.
Some people think you can go from red to green.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, first of all, this is what I want to know.
Which one?
If you already a red flag, you know the person's a red flag,
Mhm.
right? and you've been with the red flag for more than 2 years,
You on that train. You on that train. You just on the train.
just keep the red flag
going.
where it's at.
Yeah, that's the point. It is. Do not commit to the red flag.
Definitely walk the red flag in the parade. Take it.
Do not commit to the red
Carry
flag.
that flag, Lord have mercy.
Hey,
Don't marry the flag. Don't have babies by the flag. Don't get in no business ventures with the flag. Don't do all of that. Don't. We here for a good time, not a long time. That's it. That's all.
That's
Right.
it. That's all. Damn it, the hell have spoken.
Thank you.
If you are a red flag, you're not a zebra. You're not turning your stripes. You are cooked, done.
You part of the great adventure that closes after the season.
And she gave you a
Damn.
compliment. She said 6 flags. You don't get those no more.
word.
You don't get those no more.
So yeah.
You know? But
That's like going into this topic that I want to talk to you about.
yeah, what is that?
When do you know it's time to leave the relationship?
I asked someone, so before I came here, I'm a little late because I went to happy hour, and I was talking about that.
Damn, you went to happy hour without us? How you living?
No, that's
sorry,
crazy.
You know,
Wow. I would like to be happy sometime.
Word.
I'm sorry.
At least an hour.
An hour of happy? That's all y'all need?
Yeah, why not? You said the red flag. Get rid of the red flag after a season.
happy
Hour, all right.
Happy hour is more than an hour, but you know what the person told me? Respect. You know it's time to leave that relationship when the respect is gone.
Damn.
And somebody else told me in my DMs that when the lease is up.
When the lease is up.
I like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one. When the lease is up.
When the lease is up. So
Yeah.
what is y'all opinion on it?
I think when you got to get a new toothbrush. When she see when the toothbrush ain't in the stand no more, it's a sign you got to go. You ain't using my toothpaste.
He said when the toothbrush is gone.
That's it. That's a sign you got to
I
go.
don't know. Listen.
Well, you see the problem. You want to give a lot of toothbrushes.
So you saying when you throw out the toothbrush, the relationship is over?
Got to go.
Damn. So that might mean they done after 3 months.
if the things is coming out,
If they coming out, be worth less than that. I hear that. Damn.
that's a red flag.
Damn.
That's a flag. That is red. That's right.
I said when you're not happy.
Yeah.
When you are not happy, you know how many people I know stay in a relationship because they're not happy, but they stay anyway.
Right.
That happens.
And sometimes they're not happy, but they stay for the kids,
Right.
which is the worst thing you can do.
But why do you feel? I don't understand. Why do you feel it's bad to stay because of the kids?
Because it's bad to stay because of the kids.
Right.
Because if we're not happy and the relationship is like top whatever, the kids is not seeing. This was my analogy. I'd rather my kids see me living and their father separately, but happy and cohesive, than us living in the house together and we're not speaking. Because you're not teaching them how to be in a healthy relationship if they're in the house with a mother and father who is not loving, who is not talking, who is arguing and disrespecting each other. That's what they're going to grow up and see. And they're going to take that out to their lives.
But what if you're not arguing?
You're not happy. You're not loving.
You're cordial. You know, you say good morning. You show a little kiss here, kiss there.
You're not showing affection.
Hug there.
So you're being phony completely in front of them.
You might be faking the funk. Both of y'all might be faking the funk.
And
but you're not arguing out loud.
Okay.
You know, if you're out on the street in the car, then you might argue. But the kids don't see it.
But you don't
think
the kids pick up on vibes, tension, and you don't think that it's going to be one of those. They're going to get older. They're going to pick it up. They're going to be like, oh well, I know if I ask
Well,
daddy,
I mean-
he ain't gonna go to mommy. They're gonna pin y'all against each
Well,
other.
after a while, I think once they're old enough you can move out then. That's what I think.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should move out when they like 3, 6, 7, 8. You know, when they like 11, 12, they can understand now.
No,
a lot
but see, they're already when they're younger, they can work with the flow because they don't know a flow. Their minds are still growing. When they're older, that's when the resentment comes in. That's when the behavioral issues come in. That's when it maybe daddy don't love me or mommy made daddy go away. That's when that comes in because now they're saying now I'm older. They may think it's their fault that mommy and daddy is not together. When you do it younger, they're already used to a schedule that you set. So they're not thinking, they're just going to grow up knowing, oh, my dad always lived there or my mom always lived there. They're not, by the time they get a certain age, unless you're going to wait till they go to college, so you're going to be happy all your life? You're going to be happy all your life? Shit. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather my kids go.
You wouldn't know how it is to have a separate family, right?
What do you mean?
Without your dad or mom.
No, he had both parents, and that's what you're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
But,
what I mean. Yeah.
but there were some times when it felt like one parent. I mean,
When you was young?
yeah, but we ain't had to go into that. But there's sometimes it was like that. I mean, and knowing that, I mean, that's what made me the man I am. You know, sometimes I had to step up and then I became a man and I understood certain things. I had to say, wow, okay, maybe this happened because of that, because, you know, life's a circle. So you see a lot of things and you experience a lot of things that may have been in your face, but you didn't understand because you was a young titan. You was just ready to lash out.
Right.
But you didn't know why you was lashing out. Then as you become an adult, you say, oh, damn. Yeah. Okay. Now I can look back and understand. Not saying it's the good reason why, but you can understand and you can relate to it. And you later on in life, you may want to have that conversation maybe with one of your parents, whether it's the mother or father, but you know, and that happens. So yes, I've experienced some things as a single parent, but I did have I had my two parents.
You had two parents, but at certain times you felt like even though it was a 2-parent household, you still felt like it was
Exactly.
1-parent household.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot. You learn as you grow.
And was there some resentment to whichever it was down the line?
It wasn't resentment. It just made me understand things a little better. Understand life. And it made me grow up faster.
Okay.
Flip pies, do donuts, and those type of things like that. You know, so
mathematical skills.
Yeah, so yeah.
Norfolk State.
I love the show. I love the show. I love the
Donuts
show.
and
Anyway,
pies.
so
Donuts and pies at Norfolk State.
Skills, baby. They come out like
Yeah.
yeah, so we that's what we
that
do.
part.
That's what we. So, but it made me grow up, and I actually cherish those experiences because, like I said, it taught me a lot. It taught me about now how sometimes even raising my own, there was some difficulties but now we the best of niggas. I mean, we the best of dudes. You know what I mean? So, you know, life is a circle, man. It makes you realize what you are, you know. And I mean, I guess you just throw that, man. I put it back at you. That's why you understand a lot of these situations.
A lot of your situations, yes. I do understand a lot of yours, yes.
No.
No, what do you mean?
No, I asked you a question. You understand situations. Don't come back at me like that.
I know.
I didn't do that to you. I just asked you a question. But you want to come back, we gonna do, you know what? Listen, you want to go to commercial break, you want to stay on. What do you want to do? Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I didn't have a dad. I had a grandfather.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And uncles.
What I'm asking you,
Go ahead.
and not being facetious.
No, of course.
It's just it educated you and how you dealing with yours, raising them up.
Right.
You have experienced some of the situations that you had growing up with your own.
Yes.
You always put you do that. What you see growing up is what you either mimic or want to change.
Right.
For me, I grew up in a blended family. I grew up where I was raised with my dad's side of the family. My dad's side of the family and my mother are like this. We were raised with them. So when my stepdad, he was also with my dad's family. So my uncle, my father's brother, and my uncle are like this. They're bar hopping, drinking, even if my father's not there.
That's beautiful.
It was a beautiful thing. So when I raised my kids, and then me and their father didn't work out, I made sure we did things as a family still.
All of us.
All of us.
Yeah.
I made sure we took the kids to the movies. We took the kids to Great Adventures. We took them to basketball games. We did things as a family because I never wanted our kids to see, they didn't have, just because we're not together, they don't have to see we hate each other.
Right.
And at a certain age, my youngest son said to me, he said, I'm a lucky kid. And I said, why? He said, because I know my dad, that was one, because I never kept him from them. And he said, and my mom and dad are friends. So that's just what you mimic is what you raise.
Right.
That's good. Like you always throwing that Great Adventure Six Flags back in, huh?
I did. I said, oh yeah, I did say we took the Great Adventures. We did. We used to take them on bus rides. And
She missed Great Adventures.
not me. I don't do roller coasters. I don't go to that shit. No.
Ooh, that's a ride in itself.
No.
That's another conversation for another day.
Here we go. Here we go. You know what?
Shit.
Oh God!
Yo, I'm telling you.
On the road
On
again.
the road again.
On the road again.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the road again.
Yeah. So, where we at and what we want to do? So at the time that we get to the next segment, look, push the buttons, cool.
Well, I can't get up and push the buttons, but we're gonna go right into trending foods and places.
No, I want my music to come up. I would like my music.
So then go push your doggone button.
Don't know how to work it.
See,
This is what happens when you don't learn computers and
Red flag. That's a red flag.
no, you just a no flag. You just no flag on the play.
I'll accept that.
You will.
I don't have a flag.
You don't have a flag. You can't work the computer, but you want your music.
Yes, I would like it because this is the super producer extraordinaire, Koopy T.
What you producing?
yeah, but I
What
just
you
don't.
producing?
He's a super producer. No,
Oh.
I'm just
I don't
here.
want to get up and mess up
All
the
right, so what
picture.
you want me to do? What do
I
you
want you to do the trending foods and places.
We're gonna improvise. We're gonna improvise today.
Yeah. Screw y'all. Blow it out your asses anyway. Yeah, whatever.
A mouse.
A mouse.
Yeah.
A wireless one.
Anyway, ladies
They
and
have
gentlemen,
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Excuse me. I want
Grandpa.
doing mine again.
Let me see them, Mr. Magoo.
I ain't no Mr. Glump, just need something like I wrote very small.
Them shits is big.
You know what I'm saying? Trending food and places. I had the opportunity to go last week to this place called Lombardo's out in Dobbs Ferry. I had some nice calamari. They have two types. They have regular calamari, and they also have the buffalo calamari, which is very, very good. They also had a thing called meat lasagna, which is very, very good. Their drinks was very, very great. Great atmosphere. Thursday's a ladies' night, so if you fellas want to get out there, please hit the spot up. It's located at 10 Hamilton Avenue, Dobbs Ferry, New York. Get there, be square, have a great time. See you when I see you. And those are the trending food places for the day. Good
So
night.
they had a special meat.
Good night.
They had a special meat lasagna. What other?
Hey yo,
You said it.
that's what it was.
You said a special
You
like
wanna
it was
try?
something fancy.
It was special that night.
Oh, they don't
It was
serve it
on
all
the
the time.
special. Oh, it was all okay.
It
You made it.
was what? Special is what we do here. Special Olympics. Special people that talk to
No, you're not gonna get me canceled.
What?
You're not gonna get me canceled.
Yes, I am. I'm bringing out you.
Nope.
Come on with it.
Nope.
Yep. Let's stop swinging that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Your super producer, can you get off the phone?
Super producer he didn't log in to see if people was asking us questions today on the doggone live.
No, I'm trying to. Well, I'm gonna try something and see if it works.
What's that?
Oh my gosh! Right
Because
there.
we on live now. So if I log in,
You decide
from this way.
you have this epiphany.
I don't want, but I sometimes
You
I
have
try
this
to think
epiphany
of my
at
stuff
855.
up.
me a favor, could we work on this off screen?
You see,
Yeah, because you want to do, you always want to play experiment on what we had, and that doesn't work.
Oh my goodness. You could have just
Right,
logged
that's
in.
true.
You could have just
And then
logged
it
in.
might
On,
just leave it alone.
Yeah, please.
you
It
could
might
have just logged in
I'll
on the
wait till-
YouTube
Yeah.
and go into our live and see the
Oh,
comments.
that's true too. I could have
You
did
didn't.
that.
Jesus, Father,
No, but
suffering.
you don't say nothing.
But no, I wouldn't have been able to.
But
Uh-oh. So you pause it and then you go to the comments. There you go.
Oh, we do have comments up there.
Go
Go ahead and
Dendy.
read it.
You see the ability, not the disability. That was from Jacqueline. Zaire, Coach Dendy. What's one of your favorite football moments? You missed that one. Your amazing best friend. Great interview. Oh, he had some people on there for him. Great. See?
Sorry, y'all. But that's why, damn it to hell, should have not stopped at the happy hour and been here on time. We would have had everything on point.
No.
You
No.
know?
Don't blame me.
Yeah.
Last week when I was on time, you was late. So
I was on time.
we started late last week.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. We started at 8:10. So I
No,
had my.
we started at 8:00. He came at 10.
No, he was here.
yeah,
We had
started.
technical difficulties. Me and him
Yeah.
walked in together. Remember, he was hungry, was sitting in the car.
Oh,
eating
that's
his
true,
McDonald's.
right. He
So what you
was
saying? Stop
filet of
putting me
fish.
under the bus, man. You got to stop that, man.
Well, the bus is not moving, so I could throw you under.
You're a red flag. You a Special
Yeah.
Olympic too.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yes, sir.
That's all right.
It's good, special.
It's a special moment for a special day.
Everybody's special. So
You took the Mr. Magoo's off?
I don't need them. Just when I'm reading little things. Pause. Ayo. Whatever we do.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's show. It was really nice. Jared came through, talked
Jared
about
Dendy. Yeah, 'cause a lot of people don't know.
Dendy.
Dendy.
Dundee.
Dendy.
Dendy. Dendy.
Dendy. Okay. Came
God.
through and talked about his taking on the head coaching position at Mount Vernon High School for the Special Olympics, which is great.
There's a special place in heaven for that boy, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you have to be.
Yeah, he definitely
That's
is going to
patience.
change the culture over there. He's definitely going to put it. He's going to make that program like it's a regular program as far as how Mount Vernon has their top-notch athletes and stuff. He's going to turn that Special Olympics into that type of thing. He was telling me before. So, congrats to him. Good luck to him. World famous is an alumni from there, from Mount Vernon. So I know he's happy about, what's going down over there also.
Vernon himself.
That is him. That's why he's called world famous.
Well, Faith's gonna help me after this. We're gonna talk off some line. Real Mount Vernon.
Listen,
Uh-huh.
we thank you all for tuning in. And this has been a really great show.
Oh,
And I'm always happy to see my co-host always to the left of me. Damn it to hell. It's always a pleasure. And
oh, thank you.
super producer extraordinaire. He's getting better at some of the things that he do. So
And aren't you celebrating Sunday? What's Sunday?
No, isn't it tomorrow?
the Sunday is the last day,
Oh,
and
okay.
Monday is the Eid prayer. So Ramadan will be over, and it's been a beautiful month.
Okay.
It's been a blissful month. It's been a beautiful month. So, alhamdulillah. If you want to let me get my Arabic on, I could do that as well. But you know what? You ain't gotta go there. I just want to say,
Well,
good night,
you know
all.
what?
Well, I
No,
was just trying to
this is-
celebrate you.
I know, and
For your Ramadan.
I appreciate it. You heard me say I appreciate it.
That's
I love it.
right.
Always love. And on that note, it's time to go. Oh,
It's time
Words-
for
say
the
it.
world's famous words of the night.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this one time only. Love is an action word. Don't wait until someone passes or something happens to someone to tell them to give them their flowers and tell them you love them. Remember, love is an action word. Get up and do. Be like Nike and just do it. Good night.
Oh, I love that. You get TT for that. Yes.
Love you, love you, Dave.
Woo, woo, woo.
Love you, Super Dave. Love you, Hollywood Hen.
Always.
And thank y'all for tuning in tonight's show.
Good night.
Not gonna turn that off.
I know.
You gotta get up now.
Somebody got to get up. The closest one.
Jesus, Mary, no, it's the one who don't have to. How you turn this off?
To the red, top red, right to the corner. And again. Yep, down. Go down. And bang.